So on Facebook, I came across a video of Alex Gray talking about psychedelics and how psychedelic science has been one of the most promising, I guess, evidence for the existence of God. And before I get into this, I want to give more of a explanation of what everyone means by God. It's not, the old man in the sky Christianity type one, but it's more of a, I wouldn't say new age one, but it's more so talking about source, and I guess if you think of it like entropy, it's the most dense sort of, or some sort of singularity. That's what they call source, I guess, and that's been somewhat of my interpretation of what God is, and my sort of journey with psychedelics has been motivated by this search for whatever that divine sort of presence is. I don't really know what to put my finger on it, but Alex Gray talked about how psychedelics, the mystical experience that people have is vital towards them having their depression or fear of death anxiety cured, and he said that the mystical experience is a very important part of it, and that's why the more we learn about neuroscience and the more we demystify about psychedelics, I wonder if let's say, once we understand the whole mechanisms behind perception and neuroscience, that if for whatever reason it shows that it's purely just mechanical and materialist, then would people get the same benefits from it, because if they no longer believe it as something mystical or having some sort of divine spirit to it, that somehow it would make it so that they don't really have the same reaction or benefit from it. And I personally, I don't really know if that's true or not. I mean, it makes sense that if people think of it as purely mechanical, then it'll just be, they'll be less likely to have any sort of mystical benefits from it. But I've been very sort of focused on trying to find a mystical element to it. That's why I've been very proactive in my research on the perceptual science and the neuroscience, and this includes theories of consciousness like orchestrated objective reduction. I made a video about it in the past, but apparently this guy that was pretty knowledgeable said that the theory is dead. I can't really confirm it because I don't have enough education in the complexities of neuroscience to really sort of confirm what he's saying, but yeah, he seems to be pretty confident that the theory was good for generating correlations, but it's dead in the water. But he gave some good news, saying that he said that we are still non-locals, and he says that ESP apparently is still possible. So I'm not sure if materialism is right or not, or if maybe there's some sort of idealism towards reality where it's all mind. It's definitely something that I would really want to believe, but I'm someone that requires proof, so that's why I'm pretty focused on the details of trying to actually find proof in neuroscience, and that's what kind of motivates me to want to learn as much as I can about the sciences, to be able to follow the research and see what's going on. Because for me personally, my experiences with psychedelics has been something that I would describe as miracle in terms of, specifically, it comes along the idea of Carl Jung's synchronicity, basically. And people have told me that was pretty much a pattern detection overload, or patternicity, a tendency to see patterns in noise or things that aren't really connected. But something about it was just very, very unlikely, and it didn't seem like it was something that was just random or a fluke. And I think that's what really motivates me to kind of want to keep digging to see if there's any sort of ghost in the basket, sort of, or if it's all just smoke and mirrors. I really hope that there's definitely something to it, but you know, I have to keep open-minded either way, because I don't have the ability to confirm it or not, and I want to stay scientifically minded. I don't want to just believe something without any evidence or proof. But on the other end, you know, I want to keep my imagination open, and my intuition. I mean, my intuition tells me that there's something to it. There's something magical to it, but I can't confirm it. So that's a big thing that kind of motivates me to really want to learn more about science and more about neuroscience and stuff like that. I just have to really balance my time wisely, because you know, I have a lot of hobbies. And speaking of hobbies, I actually bought or I'm going to be buying a used baby grand piano. It's about 100 years old. I'm going to be getting it tomorrow. Actually, I arranged the piano movers, but it's going to be good for me to actually be able to record some of my piano pieces on an actual real baby grand piano. And, you know, hopefully when I'm a little bit more wealthy, I can get a upgraded one that's a little more recent and maybe better quality. But this one isn't too bad. I tested it out, I played with it, and I think it'll do the trick. So yeah, I hope you guys will be looking forward to that, and I'll definitely show you guys the piano. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. You know, do you think psychedelics are purely mechanistic, or fall under the materialist physicalist paradigm, or is there something more mystical about it? Because me personally, I really want to believe that there's some sort of a higher order to it, just based on my own experience and, you know, things that I've experienced that I can't really explain. I think that there's a strong chance that there's something out there that we don't quite understand yet. But that's about it. I hope you guys will stick around for the next video, and I will see you next time. Peace out.